on 7 News.
A Heat superstar sick and in the hospital. South Florida holding out hope for Chris Bosh. We have Team 7 coverage.
This is 7 News at 5.
Now at 5, Chris Bosh.
Back to Bosh. What a great catch and finish.
In the hospital. His future on the court in flux.
It's not about basketball. You know, it's bigger than that.
Heat Nation waiting for word after their star becomes sick. Well, here it is, home of your Miami Heat, home of Heat Nation. This is it, a live look at the AAA over on Biscayne Boulevard, where hoop hopes remain high tonight. Fans across South Florida and the country wishing Chris Bosh a speedy recovery. The Heat superstar is reportedly being screened for a blood clot in his lungs, which is a pretty serious condition.
Well, 7's Blake Berman is live for us outside the South Miami Hospital, where Bosh underwent a series of tests. Blake.
Well, the line from the Miami Heat, Craig and Belkis, in the days leading up to this was that Chris Bosh was feeling a bit under the weather, had an illness. They said he had pain that he had been experiencing. That is nothing new in the world of the NBA. But now it appears as if doctors may be trying to figure out if it's something much worse.
Now there's a price to pay.
Chris Bosh's exact condition has not yet been released by doctors, family, or the Miami Heat. But there are concerns the 6'11", 235-pound forward has a blood clot on his lungs. Bosh played in last weekend's NBA All-Star game. He'd been complaining about back and side pain for days. In New York Friday, ahead of the Heat's game tonight, head coach Eric Spoelstra said Bosh's ailments appeared nothing out of the normal NBA wear and tear.
He was dealing with a lot of things, like a lot of the guys were. Nobody was feeling 100% right before the break, and everybody was just trying to get to the break.
But Bosh did not fly with the Heat Thursday night. Instead, he checked into the hospital. Spoelstra says Bosh has not received a full prognosis and needs to seek specialists. If Bosh's possible treatment involves blood thinners, it would likely end his season. For Heat players, that's the last thing they're thinking about.
When he went to the hospital, you know, the biggest thing for all of us as his teammates is, you know, we just wanted the best for him.
Cleveland Cavalier Anderson Varejao is playing once again after successfully battling a blood clot. For Heat fans, this is reminiscent to the legendary Alonzo Mourning, who temporarily hung up his jersey to fight a kidney disease. Bosh's admission into the hospital comes just hours after the Heat tried to retool their roster. They traded for point guard Goran Dragic Thursday, and hopes for the season were renewed. Dragic has since tweeted, quote, "Chris Bosh, thinking about you, brother. I'm ready when you get back. Speedy recovery." Bosh's wife, Adrienne, left followers with this, quote, "We appreciate all the love and support we have received from our friends, family, and fans. Just a quick update that Chris Bosh is doing okay." NBA teams, including the Miami Heat, put out injury reports all the time. Chris Bosh's timetable at this point certainly is unknown, exactly when he may be able to rejoin the team this year, if at all. As you might imagine, there has been an outpouring of emotion from all over the sports world, all over the NBA, coming up at 6 o'clock. What LeBron James has to say about his friend. We are live at South Miami Hospital. Blake Berman, 7 News.
Live Team 7 coverage continues with Mike Marza and more on the condition Bosh is reportedly being screened for. Mike?
Well, you know, all those reports say that doctors believe Bosh has developed a blood clot in his lung, and medical experts say that would make sense given the symptoms he's been showing recently.
Out to Chalmers, good ball movement. There's Bosh for 3. Yes, sir, Chris Bosh!
The Miami Heat star could have a condition called pulmonary embolism. Doctors say that's when one or more pulmonary arteries in the lungs become blocked.
These blood clots usually come from the leg, so there's a clot in the leg that dislodges and it travels to the lung.
Dr. Estela Rodriguez, a lung specialist at Mount Sinai Medical Center, says the condition can be life-threatening.
Pulmonary embolisms are very serious. If untreated, they could be fatal.
That's why it's so important to know the symptoms and get help right away. Symptoms can include shortness of breath, chest pain that doesn't go away, and lightheadedness. Bosh had complained of chest discomfort and fatigue the past several days before being hospitalized. Dr. Rodriguez says most patients are treated with blood thinners and need to be on medications for a while.
Patients be treated for at least 6 months. Some patients require treatments depending on the size of the clot for up to a year.
That could certainly affect the rest of Bosch's season with the heat.
Athletes can return to normal activity. The problem is that when they're anticoagulated in the blood thinner, they're at risk for bleeding if they're in contact sports.
The encouraging news, though, if caught early, the condition is treatable.
Your lung function can return to normal, and he'll be able to return to normal activity.
Having surgery can increase your risk of developing these sort of blood clots, and doctors say that's why athletes who often suffer injuries over the course of their career are prone to the condition. Live in the Newsplex, Mike Marza, 7 News.
Well, show your support for the Heat superstar. Send pictures of your get well wishes to send it to 7 at WSVN.com or tweet us using the hashtag GetWellBosch7.